English is today. It's just a tool to play around with to get a result, like a computer game. Now, why is this distinction so important, not just to you, to your children, but to the future of Malaysia and countries like Malaysia? And to answer that, let's take a look at who actually is speaking English in the world today, okay? So if we looked at all of the English conversations in the whole world taking place right now on planet Earth, we would see that for every native speaker, like me, there are 5 non-native speakers. And if we listen to every conversation in English on planet Earth right now, we would notice that 96% of those conversations involved non-native English speakers. Only 4% of those conversations are native speaker to native speaker. This is not my language anymore. This language belongs to you. It's not an art to be mastered. It's just a tool to use to get a result. And I want to give you a real-life example of what English is today in the world, real English today. This is another true story. I was at a barbecue a little while ago. This was a barbecue for engineers from all over the world. And they were making hot dogs. Now, some of the hot dogs were regular hot dogs, and some were these cheese hot dogs, you know, the cheese in the middle. French engineer is cooking the hot dogs. And he turns to this Korean engineer and he says, would you like a hot dog? And the Korean guy says, yes, please. He says, do you want cheese? And the Korean guy looks around at the table. He says, I know cheese. French guy says, the hot dog contains cheese. Korean guy doesn't understand him, right? So the French engineer tries again. The hot dog is making from with the cheese. Korean guy still doesn't understand. He tries again. He says, the hot dog is coming from. No, the cheese is coming from the hot dog. Korean guy cannot understand. Now, this Japanese engineer who's been listening to this conversation turns to the Korean engineer and he says, cheese integrator. He understands. Okay? Everybody understands. So this is what English is today. It's just a tool to play around with to get a result, like a computer game. Now, the challenge is that we know in schools all around the world, right? English is not really being taught like it's a tool to play with. It's still being taught like it's an art to master. And students are judged more on correctness than on clarity. Some of you might remember the old comprehension exam in school.